our customer, help them to understand what is the as-is scenario basically. So as-is scenario, usually, you have some idea, which are probably you have done some pre-study internally, you have done some kind of, you have seen some symptoms, and based on that, you probably have documented them. But still, you need to make sure that you do some kind of formal way to gather those. How can we do that? So as I just showed sometimes back, these are the different departments who are managing your product in different stages. So the best way is to conduct some kind of business value assessment. Check first, what exactly is your company goal? What exactly your division or your company would like to achieve in, say, next 5 years? And then how each of these departments can contribute to those goals. So that kind of decomposition of your goals should be made completely aware to each of these departments. Once you have that, it's an interview mode to understand what are the goals of your team basically. What are the objectives, how you can contribute to the company goals. And in order to reach that, what kind of pain points you have today, what kind of challenges you have today. And most of the times you probably get an answer like, we have less people, we don't have enough time, for example, but you have to go through a little bit in detail to understand what kind of systems they are using and what kind of challenges they are facing, and document all those challenges for each of these departments. So once you do that, the best way is to, sometimes these departments will be using certain systems, and in order to make sure that you capture your as-is scenario, you draw the business process diagrams that are needed. How each of these functions are organizing today, how the data is created, how the data is changed, how the data is updated from each of these groups basically, and how it is consequently going into different departments. Once you have that, the next thing is to look at your IT landscape, because you'll bring a new platform now into your IT landscape. And of course, you'll be removing certain systems, or you'll be connecting to some other systems. But the main thing is to understand what is the system that is fulfilling your current processes for each function. When you do this exercise, you will probably discover that depending upon different products, different divisions, you have sometimes multiple systems, multiple solutions for same kind of solution. For example, how to handle requirements, right? So hardware team might be using some solution, and instruments team might be using some other solution. Chemical and formulation team might be using some other solution. So because they were working in silos, each of these departments, probably a little bit more independent as well, they might have chosen their own solutions for those. And this is the time you kind of put that onto paper and understand what are the improvement areas. So once you capture, you'll be able to, for the complete life cycle of your product, you will be able to create what we call data flow and data governance. And the next step is to do a value mapping. You have interviewed each of these business users. You have understood your IT landscape today. But then you synthesize that information in a way where everybody can understand, basically. So in the beginning, I said PLM is not an IT system, it's a business system. Even for an IT system, studies shows that close to 70% of IT projects fail actually. And there are many reasons these researchers say why they fail. And some of those are whenever you start a change in your organization, you must connect them to your business drivers and goals of the company. If you don't do that, then over the course of time, you drift away from your goal. You end up having multiple systems or different systems that you intend to have, and you will not be able to gain the same business value that you intended to gain actually in the first place. And the second reason that studies show is all stakeholders, they don't have the same vision. Nowadays, products are very complex, mechanical, software, electronics, and biologics. So the cross-functional teams have different kind of needs, different kind of expectation from these kind of business platform. And it is very important to align what exactly all these teams are expecting, what exactly is the vision, and how they, from their side, would like to achieve that success to contribute to company goal, basically. So this is quite important to document even before you start the journey, because you can always refer back to that during your journey. So for that, we propose what we call benefit dependency network or customer value model. It's basically mapping your values. So what it does is, as you can see here, you have why part. This is based on your interview, your company goals, for example. You will understand what are the business drivers. You would like to probably go into new market. You would like to have $1 billion by 3 years. There can be different business drivers. And then in order to reach those business drivers, what kind of objectives you would like to set. And if you reach those objectives, what benefits you think you will gain actually. So all these with your stakeholders from different functions, you should gather actually in business value assessment. Once you do that, once you align all your stakeholders that this is our driver, this is our objective, these are the benefits that we would like to gain, then the next step is what kind of business change we should introduce to gain these benefits, and what are the enablers we need actually. How can we kind of bring that change, and this is where the PLM platform comes into picture. So you should never start with here, you should always start with here, quantify your benefits that you'd like to gain, and then bring your enablers